Conference. This motion we are about to debate gives me hope, and that is exactly what this country needs. Hope for energy security, hope for affordability, hope that Britain can once again stand tall. But for nearly 40 years, we have been dragged down the ideological path. It began with Tony Blair dancing to the tune of the multinationals. It was hardened by Gordon Brown with the Climate Change Act. It was driven forward by Mad Ed Miliband, and it was cemented in law by robotic Theresa May. And through it all, the so-called opposition, Labour, Conservative, Lib Dem, the Uni-party, marched in step. They forced this burden onto the people, and now we pay the price. 6.5 million households in fuel poverty, standing charges up 500%, 6.5 million, bills that never stop rising. That is not leadership. That is not fairness. That is cruelty dressed up as climate virtue. And while families struggle, our land is sacrificed. Farmland that should grow our food, torn up, buried in solar panels, strangled with pylons, all to serve an ideology. And the cost? At least 200 billion just to rewire the grid for renewables, not for hospitals, not for schools, not for police, but for cables and concrete to carry power that isn't even reliable. And after all of it, Britain still depends on gas and nuclear to keep the lights on. So we pay twice, once for renewables that fail, and again for the stations that work. That is not energy security. That is not sovereignty. That is daylight robbery. Conference, this is why we joined Reform, because the people of this country had no choice, because the people had no voice, and because someone had to stand up and say, enough. This is what Reform means to the people of the United Kingdom. Common sense, energy security, a party that speaks for the people of the United Kingdom. So, Conference, I commend this motion to you.